And we're back, guys. I'm your host, Good Energy. This is Tennis in a Minute. Iga Swiatek, Naomi Osaka put on a performance for the ages. But in the post-match interview, Iga Swiatek would address the French fans. And this was from the heart, guys. And look, I say it all the time. When I grab my microphone and hit record, I'm speaking from the heart. No script. I just talk and just speak what I feel and what I know. And Iga Swiatek was heartfelt in this interview, telling and addressing the French fans, please, I love playing in France, but stop yelling during the rallies. Now, not exactly in those words, but what she tried to address with the French fans was, please, she needs to focus during the rallies. Tennis is a very stressful sport. It takes a lot of focus. And look, David Goffin had an issue with these French fans earlier this week. And he said, these fans here, this is like football. They're too chaotic, they're too loud, they're noisy, and they're out of control. We've seen in the past a young Serena Williams, and I talked about this, guys, a young Serena Williams where, I mean, Richard, when he had his girls, Venus and Serena, the young teenagers playing on tour, they were the sweetest, young, most courteous, respectful little girls on tour. But when they went to France, it made them into just an animal. France is notorious. These fans here, excuse me, guys, these fans in France are notorious just booing and yelling at Serena. I mean, I don't even want to talk about the Indian Wells, but they had to boycott the Indian Wells for so long. But these French fans have a reputation. And they clearly were cheering for Osaka to win this match. And I think Iga possibly got a bit offended by that. They were cheering loud for Osaka. They wanted Osaka to win. And we love Osaka. I just feel that there's kind of been this newer generation that's come online with tennis. And they kind of forget how big Osaka was. I mean, you talk about the biggest servers in the game, Elena Rybakina, probably Alicia Parks, she's struggling, but Rybakina, Garcia, Parks, the biggest servers on tour. Osaka at her height was putting up those types of aces per match, 8 aces a match. She's, in my opinion, Osaka's a better server in her form than anyone on tour right now. Because she's cleaner. She's not making the faults. She's not making the double faults. And she's just a much cleaner ball striker. She literally does not make that many unforced errors when she's on her game. She's very technical. She's very sound. And she does it effortlessly. You take a look at someone like Sabalenka, who's got an amazing serve. And she'll step up with that forehand. But there's a lot of yelling. There's a lot of screaming. It's just the movements. She's all over the place. Osaka's going to drop a bomb from you from the baseline effortlessly. And she'll give you a smirk when she hits it. She does it in her sleep. Okay? And Rybakina, I think she's great as well. But Rybakina's not the defender. I've talked about how she's been one of the weakest defenders. Actually, at one point, she was the weakest defender in the top 10. Osaka doesn't have those issues. She's been a much better defender. And again, her defense is her offense. She transitions with her power, and that's how well she plays defense, because this is all quick strike tennis. It's accurate bombs. And you don't really get the accurate bombs from Sabalenka. She's just trying to overpower you wherever she can on the court. It's very Sabalenka makes a lot of mistakes, just put it that way. Osaka doesn't have those mistakes. It's a cleaner type of style of tennis, but styles make fights. I say that all the time. So where you take a look at how well Osaka played Iga today, that's not necessarily going to carry over to other players. And I said again, I feel Osaka, if 10 is her best, her prime, she's at a 6.5. She's maybe at a 7 after this match, but she's not even at an 8 where she can be based on her skill and how technically sound she is, which is scary. But I don't know if she'll ever get back to a 10, because I've said I don't think she's in love with tennis. I think she loves tennis, but she's not in love with tennis. She can walk away from the sport just like that. And I think her father said it best. You're a tennis player, play tennis. A lot of times as players, it's so easy to get caught up in the other stuff and forget why you're here. Focus on tennis first, and we won't be mad at you if you only focus on tennis, because that's what we love you for. And back to the interview, Iga was sweet in the interview, and I think she felt, and I say it all the time, Iga's dominant. She wins a lot. I don't like to see anyone lose. And when I see Iga under pressure, it kind of makes me sad because we're used to seeing Iga win. Just the face she makes when she gets rattled, guys. When she's serving to say in sets, look, she was down 4-1. Osaka had to break point. 5-2, love 30. Osaka even had a match point. Iga was sweating profusely in this match. Not literally, but you could see it on her face. She wears the stress on her face and she gets nervous. And it kind of makes me sad when I see Iga like this because we're used to seeing her be so dominant. So yes, I do get, I'm like, darn, Iga's really feeling it now. But again, I reference Serena a lot because when Serena was so dominant, a lot of times I didn't watch her matches, especially if it wasn't a championship or deep in the draw, because the thought was, look, Serena's just going to win. We know who's going to win. It became a reoccurring theme. So a lot of her matches, no, I wasn't watching them because she was so dominant. You want to watch Jordan score 40 all the time. After a while, it's like, okay, we know he's going to score 40. That's how Serena was. So Iga, and while Iga is addressing the French fans, I'll also address the Polish fans in a minute. She said some beautiful things like, look, I'm here because of you guys, right? You pay to see me. That's how I make money. And Goffin, the ATP player who said these French fans are out of control. This is like football. Here's one thing we have to understand. The fans make this possible for the players, okay? You could be the best player. You could have the best organization or professional league, all you want. But if the fans aren't spending the money to support the organization, and we've seen that with the WNBA, they've been struggling for a while, but finally the fans are starting to arrive. And this is why I promote the female sport so much, is because we need to elevate them to the next level. I don't do 6,000 videos talking about the sport for money. I do it because I really like the sport, because YouTube, yeah, they pay me, but guys, I work in real life. You know what I mean? I'm not one of these channels I'm not, this isn't Club Shay Shay where I'm doing a video making 1 billion views. I don't care if the video gets 1 like or 2 views, but I'm happy if the video gets 2 views, and that means someone else viewed it beside myself, right? That's a joke. But I don't do it for the likes or the views. I do it for the love of the sport and to promote these ladies and propel the sport forward. So Iga's correct in the sense that, look, you guys make it possible for me. And this is why I say I love the players that show the fan support. I love the players that stop and sign balls, because this is how these networks make money from the advertising revenue, from the sponsorship. That's how they make money. They're not making money from ticket sales. Half of these arenas are empty. And I joke all the time that, look, some of these ladies couldn't sell out the local tennis club. I watch the tour every day, and in a lot of these countries, these arenas are empty. There's no one there. In a way, it's sad, because I do think if no one's there or you're not selling the tickets, then let people in for free, for crying out loud, okay? At least make money off the concessions. Give the fans support. And this is why I go to so many matches, to support them. I spend my own money. I don't make money off of this. I spend my own money to do it. And I appreciate Iga for addressing the fans in that sense, saying, look, I can't do it without you. But in other words, be quiet during the rally, okay? And Iga was really nervous in this post-match interview. She's shaking. You could tell she's really emotional and passionate about what she's saying. But I do think it was a combination of the fans just cheering so loud for Osaka, because they were letting her have it today. They were cheering for Osaka, and I think it's rare for her to feel that way, and she clearly felt like an underdog. Osaka has been the richest athlete in the world. I can recall Osaka was so big, like her memorabilia would sell for the thousands. She, by far, now Serena and Osaka have the two, I want to say, richest, I don't know how you can term this, but in terms of memorabilia, tennis memorabilia for female athletes, Osaka and Serena are like the highest. They're up there. They're 1 and 2, put it that way, to keep it simple. Osaka's very big, and people don't realize that because she's been away from the game so long. She is big time. Her game is big time, guys. But again, Iga felt the pressure today because they were cheering for Osaka and it rattled her. And she addressed the fans. Look, stop talking and making noise during the rallies. I can't focus. And she said today a lot of this match, her mind was somewhere else. She couldn't really focus. And I think a lot of that was these fans. These fans are harsh. They're brutal, guys. They will let you have it. And along with Wimbledon last year when they were booing Azarenka, these crowds are tough. These crowds are really, really, really tough. And I'll address the Polish fans because this is where they need to understand. And Iga has also been on record addressing the Polish fans. Be respectful to the other players. Be respectful. And what I would say is be respectful here because Polish is one of the biggest markets on the channel. And when Iga was at her peak and at her reign and dominating, she still is dominating, by the way, you guys were amazing. But when Iga loses or there's feedback that needs to be said, you guys can be harsh to other people in the comments. And we're not here to bully other subscribers or people that give their opinion. I say it all the time. Give your opinion without insulting people. Now, because this is a tennis outlet, we have the right to fair use criticize. Criticize the concept, the thought, the idea. But don't come here criticizing the person. Okay? Criticize the shot. Criticize the statistics. Criticize the match, the performance. But the name calling to other subscribers, and this is what the Polish fans do, and Iga's addressed you guys in the past, and it's not all, it's always the 80-20 rule. 80% are amazing, the 20%, they ruin it for everyone else. Iga has addressed the Polish fans in the past. Look, guys, be respectful to everyone, okay? And that's my message to the Polish fans as well. Be respectful. If Iga has a bad match, be prepared to accept the criticism, okay? We all know Coco's a big, big player on this channel. She's a big personality. But you guys weren't around when I was criticizing Coco on her losing streaks. Some of you guys just showed up and you think that she's been great. And I'll admit, she's had the best teenage career out of any of these ladies on tour. You know, she has. But there's been ups and downs during her career when she really struggled on the main tour. It's not like she won every championship. She's been eliminated in a lot of tournaments. And you guys weren't around for those videos with me criticizing her game. Fair criticism. So when Iga gets criticism, a lot of the Polish fans think they have to attack other subscribers. And you guys got to stop doing that. So just like Iga addresses the French fans, I'm addressing you guys. You have to be open and receptive to feedback. You know, come back with your own feedback on the topic, but the name calling to other subscribers, it has to stop. Okay, guys, it has to stop because Iga's got 4 Grand Slams. I think she's going to finish her career possibly with double-digit Grand Slams, but she's not going to win every match. And you guys have to be open and receptive to that. And you can't bully people to think how you think. Not everyone's an Iga's fan. There's a lot of people are. I am. But not everyone is an Iga's fan. You know, a lot of people, they don't like some of the things she's done. And like I said, being number one is tough. You know, but once you get to number one, you have to become a whole different animal to sustain that because everyone's gunning for you. And we've seen Iga do stuff in the past that is questionable. And we can't turn the cheek on that. We have to call it how it is. And people don't like that. They want to ignore it. But the reality here is I don't think she's need to do them things. She's needed to. She's great, in my opinion, either way. But the reality is she's done them. And she's on record doing them. Okay? But again, just like she addressed the French fans, be respectful. That's my thought to everyone else. Be respectful. Challenge the thought. But the insulting, there's just no place for that. The channel's too small to have people insulting each other. You know, just stick to the tennis conversation at hand and give your point. You know, articulate your point, or, you know, speak your point intelligently, but don't name call. But nonetheless, beautiful words from Iga Swiatek. I think the fans need it to be addressed, but then again, the chair umpire, if it was really out of line, the chair umpire would have done it. So I think it was a combination of Iga just being rattled, and she was surprised that the fans were cheering for Osaka. These fans wanted Osaka to win this match. It wasn't even a doubt. It was clear. They wanted Osaka to win. When Osaka had break points and match points, these fans went wild. They want a new champion. France has spoken. They want a new champion. Now, listen, I have talked about the odds, her being a 5-1 favorite to win her quarter. That's disrespectful. But right now, this was the match to take her out. I don't see Buskova, Yana Fett. I don't see her having a real threat to possibly the quarterfinal, where maybe the round of 16 quarterfinal. I think Marquette is going to be the next threat to her, but she's got to get past Katie Volley-Nets. That's going to be a tough match. So Polish fans showing love, and I do think the Polish fans that were in attendance were very classy, because when Osaka did have these big points and when she was walking off the court, they showed the Polish fans. These fans were amazing, beautiful, clear, cheering and clapping for Osaka. Even when Osaka made good plays, they showed the Polish fans, they were clapping. And these Polish fans were very classy that attended this match. This was an amazing match. I think this was Iga's best performance of her career. For her to dig deep, mentally tough, I will say Osaka blew the match. Again, if I were coaching any of this top tier talent, look, I'm telling my player in a big match like this, take that time violation. Take that time violation. You go walk to your towel. You gather your thoughts, gather your nerves, because you just need 1 point. 1 point. This is one free throw to win the championship, even though it's not the championship. It technically could have been the championship. If Osaka wins this match, she finds herself, in my opinion, in the semifinal match against Coco. But let's back up a little bit. Let's say Osaka wins this match. What about Mary Boo, who it looks like she's going to get past Yana Fett? A match with Mary Boo and Osaka, styles make fights. Mary Boo's going to get balls back. She gets 15, 20 balls back. Next thing you know, Osaka's tired. So it's all about the matchup. You could see Osaka just blast Iga off the court with her forehand and choke in the end. But then someone like Mary Boo, who's going to push the stamina, who's going to just hustle and get balls back. You know, a match with Osaka and Coco, I told you guys, I think Coco beats her just because the athletic ability and the stamina that Corey's going to push. She's going to push the pace. You know, Osaka's not going to hit a winner every shot. You know, there's going to be rallies where Coco's just going to get the best of her and she's going to one-up her due to her athletic ability and her speed. So it's all about the matchup. Whereas here, Iga's style, she's a quick rally player. She wants to hit the winner in 5 shots or less. She can't do that because of the pace of the ball. It's disrupting everything that she has calculated. She's a chess player. That's what matchups are all about. You know, it's all about the matchup. It's not about how good you are. It's about how good you are in relation to the opponent you're playing, because it's all about the matchup. But nonetheless, guys, I can talk on and on. You already know that's what I do. I do want to end and say Iga played amazing today. She showed extreme mental toughness. And look at the winners. 54 winners from Osaka. I think that number's higher, guys. And we all know how these winners are. It's someone counting them. I think it was higher. I think that number's closer to 70. Osaka's forehand today, it gives me the chills. This is prime Osaka here. That forehand from behind the baseline, that I don't know how she angles it. This is geometry. She is threading the needle deep in the corner to where Iga cannot return it. That is very difficult to do. Sweet science, guys. You know that sweet science segment that they have on ESPN? Can you guys please do one on Osaka's forehand? Crazy. You have not seen Iga under this type of pressure from one shot consistently. Unreal, ladies and gentlemen. This match gives me chills. I'm going to watch it again. It was so good. Match of the tournament. Wow. Iga prevails, guys. And again, I don't think that... Whew, I don't think Iga's going to have a problem here, guys. So round 5, maybe. I mean, I think she gets past Fet or Buskova. They don't have the power to disrupt Iga. You need power. I say it all the time. Rybakina has the power in the forehand. She has the deep ball that can extend Iga behind the baseline. She has the serve that can get her out of the jam. You need the complete package to beat Iga. You need a strong serve, a strong forehand, a strong backhand, but you have to be a good shot maker. You need power. Yelena Ostapenko, she has the power to disrupt Iga. Sabalenka has the power. Osaka, Rybakina, they have the power. Coco has the power, but she's looking to get balls back. She's got to be more aggressive. She has to step up and hit winners. So that's something Brad Gilbert, they're going for the serve aspect. They're focusing, they're trying to get that big serve down. That will be a huge weapon if she gets it down, right? If it's been taking a while, that will be a huge weapon if she gets it down. The forehand she's getting more comfortable with, and I say it time and time again, on clay, she doesn't have an issue with the forehand because on hard, she's just running through that forehand. She needs to stop, slow down, and really focus on the shot. On clay, slower surface, so she slides into it. So you're not seeing those forehand errors on clay. You don't see them on clay because she slides into it. On hard, she's so fast. She's just running through it. That's why she makes the mistakes. But nonetheless, guys, again, I don't see any issues for Iga in the near future. She's going to get past Buskova. I could see creeping up now. What do you say about Potapova? If Potapova comes through, that would be the toughest match in the 4th round. But Tomova, I just don't see Tomova being an issue for Iga. I don't see Wong being an issue. I don't see Victoria being an issue. I just don't. But Victoria did beat Barbora. She does have the one-handed slice, but I just think that Barbora did style on Golubic in a lot of that match, okay? Barbora just ran out of gas because she didn't have her conditioning. Barbora had a ton of shots where Golubic wasn't even in the frame. And that would be, Barbora would have to go to her one-hand defensive slice, but I think she would give Iga way too many looks. Now, she's going to have to buy time and slow the pace down, but I think Iga's still going to have too many wide-open looks if she were to play Golubic. And I just think it would just be a highlight reel. Potapova has the fast ball, but her game is not designed for clay. So I do see Potapova having some success here and there, but Iga's movement's going to be too much. Potapova's game is not designed for clay, and she said it herself. So if a player says it, you have to believe them. Iga might be in the clear, guys, to go deep now in the draw. This was the opportunity to eliminate her, and it didn't work. The fans were against her today. Osaka's forehand was against her, and it did not work. The Polish powerhouse prevails. I mean, that's the new name. She's the Polish powerhouse. Iga Swiatek, the right now of tennis. We'll be back, guys.